Okay, Jai Mahakaal everyone, welcome back to Mahakaal Anant. If this timeless collective reading has found you today, trust that spirit has guided you here for a reason. Today's message isn't simply about change, it is about preparation. Many people ask spirit, when will my life finally change? But today's cards answer a different question. Who do you need to become before that change arrives? Sometimes we become so obsessed on the destination, we become so focused on the destination that we forget the journey is quietly transforming us every single day. Spirit is showing me that many of you have been standing at the edge of a new chapter. You can feel it, you know something is shifting, yet part of your life still feels paused. Today's reading explains why. Let's allow the Spirit to guide us. Now, the first card here is indicating the present energy, and that is High Priestess. This is a very beautiful card. Spirit isn't asking you to search harder, Spirit is asking you to listen more deeply. The High Priestess represents divine wisdom, not the kind you learn from books, but the kind your soul has always carried. Many of you already know what needs to happen next. You have simply been waiting for the external confirmation. Perhaps you have been asking for the signs. Perhaps you have been overthinking every decision. Perhaps you have doubted your own intuition because it doesn't always make logical sense. Spirit says your intuition has been speaking to you long before this reading began. The problem isn't that guidance is missing. Problem is that your mind has become louder than your inner knowing. Notice how often you already know the answer before asking the question. That quiet feeling inside, that's where spirit has been speaking all along. Now let's move to the next card, which is card number 2, and which is Strength Reversed. Now, Spirit shows the challenge. This isn't about lacking strength, it's about forgetting that you already possess it. Strength reversed often appears after a long season of emotional exhaustion. You have been carrying responsibilities, expectations, disappointments, perhaps even the weight of other people's opinions. Little by little, your confidence began depending on circumstances instead of your own inner foundation. Spirit gently reminds you today you don't need to become stronger. You need to remember the strength you have temporarily forgotten. Real courage isn't pretending you are never afraid. Real courage is continuing to move forward while fear quietly walks beside you. The breakthrough you are asking for doesn't begin when fear disappears. It begins when fear no longer controls your decisions. Now let's move to the next card, which is card number 3, and that is the Devil. Now, this card, many people fear this card. Spirit doesn't, because the Devil isn't here to punish you, it's here to reveal what has been quietly holding you back. This card asks an uncomfortable question: what are you still attached to? Old beliefs, past disappointments, the need to control every outcome, fear of failure, fear of success, fear of disappointing someone else. Spirit says every chain shown on this card can be removed. But first, you have to acknowledge you are still wearing it. Sometimes we blame life, sometimes we blame timing, sometimes we blame other people. Yet the greatest prison is often the story we continue telling ourselves. The beautiful truth is that chains lose their power the moment we stop believing they define us. Now let's move to the card number 4, and this is Two of Swords reversed. This talks about your recent past. Something changed recently, perhaps not around you, but within you. A truth you have been avoiding became impossible to ignore. Maybe you finally admitted something to yourself. Maybe you accepted that an old chapter truly needed to end. Maybe you realized you have been waiting for the permission that was never required. Spirit says indecision has been dissolving. Your soul already knows which direction brings peace. The only thing left is trusting yourself enough to follow it. Clarity often arrives quietly, not through dramatic events, but through the simple moment when denial finally ends. Now let's move to the next card, which is card number 5. This talks about your conscious energy, and this is Ace of Swords. This is one of the most powerful cards in today's reading. Spirit wants clarity, not confusion, not illusion, and not false hope, but truth. The Ace of Swords cuts through everything that has clouded your vision. Old assumptions, limiting beliefs, mental noise. Spirit may soon reveal something that completely changes how you understand your current situation. A conversation, a realization, a piece of information, or simply an inner awakening that makes everything suddenly make sense. Sometimes one moment of truth is worth more than years of uncertainty. Spirit isn't preparing you for a comfortable future, Spirit is preparing you for an honest one. And honestly is and honesty is where every lasting transformation begins. Now let's move to the card number 6, and this is Star Reversed. This talks about your immediate future. At first glance, this card may seem disappointing, but Spirit immediately asks us to look deeper. The star reverse isn't telling you that hope has disappeared, it's revealing that you have been searching for hope in wrong places. Many of you have been waiting for life to feel different before allowing yourself to believe things will improve. Spirit says hope isn't something that arrives after circumstances change. Hope is what carries you through the season before they do. There may still be moments where you cushion your path, moments where old doubts quietly return, moments where you wonder, am I really moving in the right direction? Spirit's answer is yes, not because everything looks perfect, but because your soul has already begun walking towards a different future. Don't mistake temporary uncertainty for permanent failure. Even the brightest stars disappear behind the clouds for a while. That doesn't mean they have stopped shining. Now let's move to the card number 7, and that is Six of Swords. This talks about your energy. Now, Spirit reveals your true journey. This card is one of the quiet courage. The Six of Swords isn't about running away, it's about choosing peace over chaos, choosing healing over suffering, choosing wisdom over repeating the same lessons. Whether you have realized it or not, you have already begun leaving an old version of yourself behind. The person who constantly cushioned their worth, the person who believed every delay meant rejection, the person who carried burdens that were never theirs to carry. Spirit says the transition may not feel dramatic, it may even feel slow, but every step forward is taking you farther away from what once kept you trapped. Sometimes healing isn't exciting. Sometimes it's simply choosing not to return to places that once broke your heart. And that is extraordinary growth. Now let's move to the card number 8, which is the Emperor reversed. This talks about your environment. Now, Spirit turns our attention towards the world around you. The Emperor reverse speaks of the structures that are no longer stable. Perhaps you have placed too much authority in other people's opinions. Perhaps you have waited for someone else's approval before believing in yourself. Or perhaps circumstances around you have felt unpredictable. Spirit says not everything that appears powerful is meant to guide your future. Sometimes old systems begin falling apart because they can no longer support who you are becoming. Control is slowly giving way to trust. Rigid expectations are giving way to flexibility. The universe isn't removing your foundation, It is replacing one that was built on fear with one built on truth. Stop asking who is in control. Start asking what your soul is trying to teach you through this season. Now let's move to the next card, which is card number 9, and this is Page of Wands. This talks about your hopes and fears. Now this card carries beautiful energy. Deep inside, your soul is ready for something new. You may hope for a fresh beginning, a new opportunity, a new relationship, a new direction, a version of life that feels lighter than the one you have been carrying. Yet, alongside that excitement, there is fear. Fear that you will be disappointed again. Fear that your hope will lead nowhere. Fear that you have imagined possibilities that never arrive. Spirit gently smiles at these fears because the Page of Wands reminds us that every meaningful journey begins with curiosity, not certainty. You don't need to know every step. You simply need enough courage to take the first one. Hope isn't naive. Hope is often the first sign that your soul already senses what's coming. Now let's move to the final card, which is card number 10. This talks about your final outcome, and that is Knight of Cups reversed. This ending may surprise some of you. The Knight of Cups reversed is not punishment, it is protection. Spirit says before everything changes, you must learn the difference between beautiful promises and genuine alignment. Not every opportunity deserves your energy. Not every invitation deserves your yes. Not every emotional impulse reflects your highest path. Sometimes the universe delays what you want because it is protecting you from accepting something beneath your true potential. This card encourages emotional maturity. It asks you to slow down before making decisions based on only excitement or emotion. The right path won't require you to abandon your intuition. The right people won't ask you to betray your peace. Spirit isn't closing your heart, Spirit is teaching your heart discernment. That lesson will become one of your greatest strengths. Now, let me summarize the channel message for you. As I look across this entire spread, one message becomes incredibly clear. Spirit isn't asking you to prepare for change, Spirit is asking you to prepare yourself. Notice how today's reading began with the High Priestess listening, trusting, going inward, and it ends with the Knight of Cups reversed, learning not to chase every emotion or every promise. Everything in between is your transformation. You have been releasing fear, cushioning old beliefs, finding your inner truth, leaving behind what no longer belongs in your life. Spirit says the next chapter won't be created by luck. It will be created by the person you have become while waiting for it. Don't be discouraged if life still feels quiet. Some of the greatest transformation happen beneath the surface, long before the outside world reflects them. Keep listening to your intuition. Keep choosing truth over comfort. Keep walking away from what drains your spirit. And trust that every step you have taken, even the difficult ones, has been preparing you for the life that is now beginning to unfold. The change you have been waiting for isn't just approaching, in many ways, it has already begun within you. Now let's see what are the strongest zodiac signs. So we have Cancer, Aquarius, Leo, Capricorn, Virgo, Pisces, Aries, and Sagittarius. So if you have any of these zodiac signs, so this reading may be for you. Now let's see what are the angel numbers highlighted today. So we have 111, 333, 444, 555, 777, and 999. So if these numbers keep appearing in your life repeatedly, simply take them as gentle confirmations. If today's message resonated with your heart, let me know in the comments by writing Jai Mahakal, I trust Spirit's timing. If this reading brought you clarity, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Mahakaal Anant for more timeless collective tarot readings, love and relationship guidance, career and money readings, and channeled spiritual messages. Until we meet again, may Baba Mahakal bless you with wisdom, courage, discernment, and the strength to welcome every new chapter with faith instead of fear. Har Har Mahadev, Jai Mahakal. I'll see you in the next reading. Till then, take care. Bye bye.